That movie just scarred me for life and I never want to see it again. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Carolyn. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking some Christmas movies I've watched. I have a total of 18 movies I'm going to be ranking. The format of this video is going to be very similar to the format of my past ranking videos, like the Netflix ranking video I had, and as well as the part 2 I did. I'll link them down below if you want to see other ranking videos I've done. But yeah, have it right here on my laptop. Again, we're gonna have 5 different categories that these movies can fall into. Let me give you a rundown of the categories I've done. We're gonna have the best movies, my favorite movies, on top, and that level is called absolute faves. Pretty straightforward. This section is going to contain basically just movies that I can watch any time of the year. It doesn't even need to be Christmas. I will watch these movies whenever. They're my favorites. Below that, we're gonna have classics. These are movies that like I probably would only watch during the Christmas season just because it gets you in the mood. It puts you in a holly jolly mood, and I think I think everyone should watch these because they're classics. You should just watch it, man, if you haven't already. The next levels are where it gets very you'll see. Okay, third level, watch it once. Self-explanatory. I think this movie is like, you should watch it because it's a Christmas movie. Like, you gotta watch it, but like, you don't need to watch it many times. I respect the people who don't want to watch it again because that's where I fall. The fourth level called eggnog, and the reason it's called eggnog is because it's either you like it or you don't. So in this case, the movies I'm putting here are the movies I didn't like, but arguably people do like, so you might like it. Just like eggnog, man. That's why I called it eggnog. It's, you may like it and you may not. And then the lowest tier is going to be called Fever Dream, mainly because it feels like a fever dream. When I was going through the archives of my brain, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I ever watched that. I can't believe that's really real. Like, I genuinely thought that movie was just a dream I had made up. You'll see which ones go in there. As you can see, I have 18 movies lined up at the bottom, and I think I just want to get straight into this because I don't want to take forever. I don't think I'm gonna give a big rundown on these movies because a lot of them are classics and you should know the synopsis, but I'll give a mini explanation nonetheless. Starting off, I think I should just get straight into this video and just start ranking these movies. So, starting off strong, we got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I'm not gonna lie, when I was like adding movies to the list to rank, I honestly totally forgot about it. So it's very close to being a fever dream just because I genuinely forgot this was a movie. I just thought it was a story. So very close to being a fever dream, but I think I'm going to put it in eggnog because honestly, it's one of those movies. Like, I don't think it sucked. I haven't watched it in a hot second, but I don't think it sucked horribly. But would I watch it? Probably not. I probably wouldn't open Netflix and be like, I want to watch that, you know? Next one up is going to be The Nightmare Before Christmas. Where would Nightmare Before Christmas go? I'm gonna be completely honest, it's not up there for me. It's not low, but it's not high. So I think I'm gonna put it in classics. Okay, hear me out. Here's my explanation. Like, I get that it's a Christmas movie, but like, is it really? I know it is, but like, is it really? You know? I would allow people to watch this in between Halloween and Christmas. I'll give you that. But I would not be like, it's Christmas Day, let's watch a movie. It would not be this one. It wouldn't. It just wouldn't be. But it is a classic. I mean, I'll sit down and watch it if someone puts it on, but I would never put it on myself. But it's definitely more than a watch it once type of movie, you know? I think you can watch it like once a year, right? I feel like that one's gonna get a lot of backlash because I know that's like a favorite movie of many people, so I apologize if I just bashed your favorite movie. Ooh, we got a Charlie Brown Christmas. Okay, everyone, this one's a freaking good one. Okay, I'm gonna put it in classics, and here's why. I probably would only watch it during the Christmas season. I don't think I'd watch it in like April, you know? I think it would put me in a holly jolly mood. If you haven't watched that one, I recommend watching it. Even though it's like a kid film, if you didn't watch it growing up, then you kind of missed out. So get to it, watch it. Ooh, next we got Christmas with the Kranks. I actually freaking love this movie because I remember watching it growing up. We owned it and I remember we'd watch it like all the time. It's such a funny film if you haven't watched it. I think think it's like an early 2000s film, if I'm not wrong. I think maybe like 2004, 2006 or something like that. Very, very silly. I think it's funny. I think it's just chaotic. Who doesn't love a chaotic family, you know? It's just like one of those films. And I think I'm gonna put this in classics. Next we got The Grinch. We got the original and the new animated one. If you couldn't tell, I kind of like The Grinch. I kind of like The Grinch a little bit. I don't know, just a little bit. Absolute fave, but hear me out. Hear me out. Controversial, maybe, but animated one? Better than the live action one. I said what I said. Okay, here's the difference between both. The Grinch in the original is with Jim Carrey. The animated one is with Benedict Cumberbatch. So I feel like I'm a little bit biased just because I love Benedict Cumberbatch. I think he embodied the Grinch so well. I think the animation was so good. The music was so good. I love that movie. But I do prefer the backstory of the Grinch in the live action, if that makes sense. If you haven't watched the animated one, I recommend watching it so you can like tell. But honestly, I feel like no one will agree with me. But if you do agree, make sure to let me know down below so we can start like a fan club for the animated version, because it's so good. I love it. But yeah, we got both Grinches and absolute faves. I will watch those year round. We got 6 movies down. We got a few more to go. Okay, here we are. Home Alone. I hate to say it, I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it though. Home Alone's going in eggnog, mainly because I didn't like it. I don't like it. I don't know why there were 10 movies made after the first one. I'm just kidding. I don't know how many were really made. I think they're like a lot though. I don't know. I was kind of like, are the other movies, like, is he left alone again? Like, was CPS called at that point? Like, what happened? Like, I don't get it. Why is he always alone? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. I would never watch it. If someone were to put it on, I'd be like, no, thank you. I'll skip this movie. See y'all later. Next, we got The Christmas Carol. This is another movie with Jim Carrey. If you didn't know, if you didn't watch it. I think I'm gonna put it in watch it once because it is like, it's a little bit iconic, right? It's like a iconic Christmas story. Essentially, it's just the grumpy old man, a grumpy person who doesn't like Christmas, and finally their heart changes and they like Christmas. That's why I'm like, oh, it's a cute movie, but I probably wouldn't watch it again. Next up, we got Santa Claus is Coming to Town. That's a straight fever dream. When I was Googling these, I was like trying to find movies, obviously, and this came up and I was like, no, because I've seen that movie and I thought I made that up in my head. Like, I didn't realize it was a real movie. It's so terrifying. I never want to see it. I mean, it's not scary. I just don't like animations like that. It feels like black magic for some reason. I don't know why. That movie just scarred me for life and I never want to see it again. I don't know, let me know if you agree. Am I the only one that feels that way about that movie? Next up, we got The Princess Switch. This is on Netflix and it stars Vanessa Hudgens. It's pretty new. I think it came out like 3 years ago because they just keep coming out with more. It's essentially 2 girlies. One is in the UK, I believe, maybe England, if I'm not wrong. And the other one is from America. One's royalty, one's an aspiring baker from the US. End up meeting and they're like, oh my god, we look so much alike. No duh. Both are played by Vanessa Hudgens. Swap lives, of course, called The Princess Switch. I think it's cute only because of the romance in it. Like, it's a very cute romancy movie. After the first one, I was like, okay, that was very cute. Probably would watch it like every Christmas just because it's cute, you know, it's a fun Christmas movie. So just off the bat, I think I'm just gonna put it in classics. Actually, no, I regret that. I regret that already. I'm putting it in watch it once. I was gonna say I'd watch it every year, but like I haven't watched it every year, so I'm just lying to myself at that point. Now, we got number 2 and 3. Why they made more? No clue. And the storyline is so bad. I'm putting both in eggnog. They include a cousin of theirs, and guess who? It's Vanessa Hudgens once again. So there's 3 Vanessa Hudgens. Is that girl getting paid overtime? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't know why she keeps doing this. But yeah, 3 movies. Number 2 and 3, I would put in eggnog though. Don't recommend you watch it. I only recommend you watch the first one. All right, next up we got Elf. I think straight up, I'm just gonna put it in classics. Like, you need to watch it every season. It's not an absolute fave though, because I don't know. I wouldn't want to watch it in the summer, you know? Like, why would you want to watch it during the summer? But yeah, very funny movie if you have not watched it. It's super duper funny. Next up, we got The The Polar Express. This was on repeat every single year of like elementary school and middle school probably. The Polar Express, definitely a watch it once movie. It's a very, very cute Christmas movie, but only once. Now when it's replayed every single year, it's so long. At least it feels long because I just remember dreading watching it every year in school. It's essentially about the magic of Christmas, you know? Next up, everyone, we got Frosty the freaking Snowman. Fever dream. Straight fever dream. Frosty the Snowman as a movie? Why do I not remember? Like, I remember the movie, but like, why do I not remember the movie? Like, I remember the story. I know who Frosty the Snowman is. I know this song, but the movie? I thought I made that up. Like, I thought I directed that in my head. Yeah, no, fever dream. I'd never watch it. Next up, we got a Disney original movie. Good Luck Charlie, It's Christmas. I remember this was so anticipated. I feel like any Christmas edition of a Disney show was always so heavily anticipated. And this one just felt so chaotic. Like, why was it chaotic? I don't understand. I'm gonna put it in eggnog. It wasn't a personal favorite of mine, but I feel like some people probably enjoyed it. Some people were probably happy with the outcome of that movie. Not me. Don't want to watch it again, ever. I feel like they're a hit or miss. Disney Channel originals are always hit or miss. And that one was a miss for me. Next up, Holidate. Holidate is a Netflix original, I believe, and it just came out, I think it was last year. Literally after the first time watching it, became a favorite of mine. I watched this year round. Let me explain why. Sorry, give me a sec. Let me put it in absolute faves real quick. Let me explain why it's such a perfect holiday year-round type of movie, and it still falls into like the Christmas theme. So it begins and ends in the Christmas season, but essentially Holiday is just about two people who, instead of finding a date for every holiday, they just stick together for every holiday. Every holiday that comes around, they decide to spend it together, and it just relieves the stress of having to find a new date every holiday. And that's literally the synopsis for the entire movie. Yeah, I think it's very cute. It's such a cute Christmas movie. 10 out of 10. It's up there in my absolute faves. So you know what that means. Go watch it. Oh my gosh, we're at the last one. Santa Claus 3. Now, let me give you a real quick preface. There is a Santa Claus 1 and a Santa Claus 2 and a Santa Claus 3. I think Santa Claus 1 came out in the late 90s, and then number 2 came out in like 2002, I think, and I think number 3 came out in like 2006 maybe, but I only really remember watching number 3. I honestly cannot tell you if I've watched 1 or 2, so that's why I only have number 3. I love this movie because it had Jack Frost, which was Martin Short, if I'm not wrong, and then Tim Allen played Santa Claus. There was drama in this, man. I remember being a little kid and being like, oh my gosh, Santa and Jack Frost are beefing, man. They're fighting. A lot of drama. I thought it was so cool. I'm putting it in classics. Like, you need to watch that movie if you haven't. I miss that movie. I actually have not watched it in a long time, but I would recommend watching that every Christmas season. So we ranked all 18 movies I've watched. In absolute faves, we got both Grinches, we got Holidate, and then in classics, we got Nightmare Before Christmas, Charlie Brown Christmas, Christmas with the Kranks, Elf, and Santa Claus 3. Watch It Once, A Christmas Carol, The Princess Switch, and The Polar Express. And then in eggnog, the ones I didn't like but you might like: Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Home Alone, The Princess Switch 2 and 3, and Good Luck Charlie, It's Christmas. And then in fever dream, the ones I genuinely believe I made up were Santa Claus is Coming to Town and Frosty the Snowman. Dang, I can't believe I ranked all of them already. I'm kind of happy with my rankings though. I feel like a few of them were, I'd say, controversial, but if you don't agree, that's perfectly fine. You can let me know down below in the comments. Let me know if you would rank one of the movies like in a different way. But also, as you could tell, I didn't have that many movies. I literally had 18, and I genuinely believe those are like the only ones I've watched. So obviously there's a huge like selection of Christmas movies that are honestly sometimes underrated. So if you have any good Christmas movies that I didn't list, let me know down below in the comments and I will freaking watch them because I love Christmas movies. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me rank some Christmas movies I've watched, or all the Christmas movies I've watched, I think. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I post every single Sunday, so I will see you next week. Bye!